Every 4 years we hear it. But 2026 is different, because USA Hockey didn't release a roster. They released a warning. This is what happens when you take a bunch of guys who already ruin nights in the NHL and give them goaltending that doesn't blink. I'm not saying gold is guaranteed. Olympic hockey eats guarantees. But this might be the deepest, nastiest, most complete American team we've ever seen. At first glance, people think it's about the forwards, but the real story isn't the names, it's how the pieces fit. Because this wasn't built like an all-star team. This was built like a playoff team. And it was built with one memory in mind, that for Nations Final, Austin Matthews is the captain. You already know what he does. But what matters in this tournament isn't the pretty goals. It's the shifts where nothing is happening, where someone has to pull the game forward. Matthews can do that now. He's not a passenger. He's a driver. If Matthews is the face, Eichel is the spine. International ice turns games into possession wars. Eichel was made for that. Then you add Jack Hughes. Now it gets unfair. Because Hughes doesn't just create chances. He changes the speed of the entire game. He pulls defenders out of shape, finds seams that shouldn't exist. Late in tight Olympic games, he's the guy who creates the one mistake that ends everything. And then there are the Kachuks. Short tournaments are emotional. One scrum can swing a medal. The Kachuks don't get dragged into chaos. They are the chaos. And nobody wants to deal with them when the game gets tight and weird. Then you look past the headlines, and Tage Thompson is the one I keep circling. The biggest change is the blue line. Quinn Hughes is here. He missed the Four Nations final. He won't miss this. And that matters, because that final wasn't a failure. It was a half-second problem. Quinn Hughes fixes half-seconds. Then you add McAvoy in a short tournament. Skating defensemen are oxygen. Without them, you don't have a system. You have panic. Here's the real twist. USA didn't build the best roster on paper. They built the most annoying roster possible. Alex DeBrincat didn't make it. That's not an accident. That's a philosophy. They chose structure over vibes. They chose tournament players over fantasy players. Then you get to the cheat code. And everyone who's watched tournaments knows the truth. The hottest goalie wins. USA didn't build a team that needs miracles. They built one that can survive bad nights. Their first game is Latvia, and if you think that's a warm-up, that's how tournaments end early. The key isn't whether USA looks good, it's whether they look serious immediately. Because Olympic hockey doesn't reward talent, it rewards discipline. This team wants to outskate you. Are they the favorite? I think they're a co-favorite, because Canada exists. And Canada already proved they can win a final against this group. If you told me USA wins gold, I'd believe you. So here's the real question. If you're building the lineup, who's on your top line with Matthews? Do you go full speed and skill? Or do you put a Kachuk next to him and dare the world to deal with it? And who scares you more in one game? If you think this is the team that finally ends the drought, tell me why.